Ladies, gentlemen, let the show begin. Alright, do you like video games? And I know you do. What about entertainment? We got that to video game. I'm on a video game. Video game. Oh, what's the name? Video Game Armada. This is the one true I'm the gamer boss Braun.
And the informational emperor True Backlash.
And the first lady of media, Blue.
Coming to you with another movie review. Today it's Zoolander No.2, or Zoolander 2, or Two-Lander, or whatever you want to call it. It's here, baby, and we went to see it. So, who wants to hit up the story?
That would be me. So, a lot has happened to our heroes, Derek Zoolander and Hanson. Derek Zoolander's life has fallen apart. If you remember, watch the last movie, no spoilers, his life was on not easy street, but it was good. But everything he worked for, strived for, was in ruins. His wife died, and he was separated from his child. And he felt like he had to go himself into seclusion, taking on the very deceptive alias of Eric Two-Lander. Let's see. Now, Hanson, on the other hand, his life has been changed as well around the same time. And now he's in a committed relationship, and the person he's with is having a baby. He's having an existential crisis when suddenly, at the same time, this can't be a trap or nothing, both men were brought back together to do a modeling show in Rome, Italy. This can't be a trap or nothing. No, it can't. But they find themselves having more wacky madcap adventures, along with Penelope Cruz as a very hot and sexy Interpol agent for Fashion Division. The three together must discover what the heck is going on and make sure the fashion world is safe for all mankind.
Thank you for the recap, my man. So let's talk about the goods. Who wants to start with that?
Well, I'll start with that. Well, let's see. The goods of the movie is it's good to see the team back. It's good to know that none of the actors have missed a step. Ben Stiller has not missed a step. He's still got the Zoolander charm, I feel. Owen Wilson, that man does not age. They played a joke about, if you've heard of Vega from Street Fighter, pretty much going to more or less make a Vega reference. He seems like his face is ugly now, but it's ugly by super hyperbolic model standards. But as the Owen Wilson, the man, I couldn't tell a dude aged at all. They had lots of humor, lots of fun making fun of the modeling industry and practically everyone else that ever stepped foot on that screen, including many cameos, which again won't spoil all of them. You probably saw one pop star in the trailers, but there's just way too many to give out right now. I thought that
a lot of people were very happy. First 5 minutes, that pop star ends up biting it.
Oh, too bad.
But I'm not a fan, but I have nothing against this certain pop star. But that's just me.
Now let me see what else is good. There was a lot of action in this movie. I had a lot more than I expected there to be, because to be honest, there really wasn't all that much action in Zoolander. So that made me feel good. And there's a certain child actor. I don't have his name right now, and it makes it even harder because I can't say who he is. But every line he delivered in that movie was pretty darn good, and I hope he gets more work from after this movie, because that kid is talented. And you know what? A lot goes into the obligatory never judge a book by its cover message in this movie, and I really hope that what this kid is, what this kid looks like does not hold him back. But I think those are the goods.
I agree with you with the child actor. It's funny because we always say that by every pretty good child actor we see. Do they make it past these scenes that they're in? I can't say for sure. But again, we always hope for the best. For me, I picked this movie out to see. And I was, hoping that it was good because once again, the loudest minorities got to make everything a big deal. Did they even watch the first Zoolander? Because the second Zoolander was very similar to the first Zoolander, and I wasn't disappointed. I've enjoyed most of the movie from beginning to end. Like Backlash said, the characters were top notch. Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson. They were great comedy duo like they were back in the past. Now here, yet again, to keep things interesting. Darn it. What's her name again?
Penelope Cruz. I don't know the name of the actor.
Yeah, Penelope Cruz was also great. She was the straight woman. She wanted to keep the boys focused, but she too had her time in the sun for acting crazy, which is sort of like the you wouldn't believe if I told you, but Zoolander 2 is actually very multifaceted. There was like a lot of action-oriented things, just like Backlash said. But there was also a lot of like social commentary too. Like it's hard to say, but not to say. But let's just say that how things were like pretty good back in the early 2000s. Things were not so crazy and insane. Well, now everything's a little crazy and insane right now. And Zoolander 2 sort of like reflects that in like what quote-unquote current fashion is, and current celebrities, I'll just say. I won't say what celebrities, but let's just say that everyone gets a little raked on the coals this time around. And hey, even the people who aren't like visual celebrities, like the people behind the scenes, even show up in this movie. Basically, if they're in fashion, they might show up in here. And even if they were in fashion, they might show up anyway. Also, again, this is the most obvious. There's also comedy in this. And boy, there is a lot of comedy. Most of the hits. Some of the, go a little too far out there for me. But, again, most of the hits. Because Derek Zoolander is stupid. He's a good guy, but he's very stupid. Hansel, he's not all that stupid, but he lacks common sense. I'll say that. And of course, you saw him in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. You got to. He's kind of bent in this one. He wasn't all together in the first movie, but here he's just saying, okay, I'm evil now. Let's do this thing. And I kind of appreciate that because no way you were going to convince me he was going to like help Zoolander. It was kind of hard from the trailers to see what role he would play, but hey, I'm glad he's returned to form as a villain. Finally, this movie is like a touch on the crazy side. Not like a crazy that it's so crazy you can't follow along, or crazy offensive, like I'll say a certain Deadpool movie was maybe a little crazy offensive, but not too much to ruin it for me. Just crazy, just everywhere. And it was kind of like saying, yeah, I'm having fun with this craziness. Sort of like a cartoon of sorts. And it's like a Looney Tune, maybe, kind of scenario. But the point is that for me, Zoolander Zoolander 2, was a decent film that had more than was just one thing or another. And I appreciate they're making the effort. Blue.
On likes, I'll pause because it'll duplicate everything pretty much. So I'll pause till we go to dislikes.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, let's move on to dislikes. I guess I'll go first. Well, I will say that, again, as much as the comedy did work, some of it didn't. A little bit too much for me. In the let's just say sexual arena with the main characters. I won't tell you who, but you'll know right away. I mean, certain things I said, okay, maybe. I don't get it. So I move on from those jokes that I don't get. They don't hurt the film at all. It's just not the jokes from me. Call me a prude, whatever. I'm the guy talking right now. So, let's see what else. When Mugatu makes the scene back in the movie's almost over. And I liked the Mugatu scenes in the first movie. He had like a majority, not majority, but he was in some of the best parts of the film, the better halves of the film, I'll say, of the first movie. In this one, he's sort of like just, okay, I'm here, I'm evil, let's do this thing, like bam, right there, I'm done. Although he did make Will Ferrell did make an excellent like raking over the coals of like how crazy sometimes people and things are in fashion. That's saying, oh yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny too. Oh, you're making fun of this guy. Beautiful, I love that. But more Mugatu. I don't know if that's gonna happen in Zoolander number 3, but here it is. Other than that, I really didn't have all that much to complain about. I honestly, I enjoyed my movie going experience, and I really didn't have anything else to complain about other than that. Boo?
Well,
I'll go next.
kind of hate to disagree with ya on this one. For me, I just I tried really hard to like this movie for a lot of reasons. Really, because I loved the first one. I had such high hopes for the second one, and there were some really strong components about it that I truly did enjoy. Meaning the central characters that returned. I loved them, but for me, the plot was really weak. It was a struggle for me to keep up with it. It was all over the map, and the humor that was intertwined. It was kind of, to me, bland and flavorless. A lot of them were funny, but there were one-liner funnies, then they didn't really connect with the plot. They just were funny, and I just felt that they could have done a much better job. It's almost like, to me, they had a fairly decent idea of what they wanted to do, threw a whole bunch of cameos out there, and tried to tie it together in the form of a loosely based idea. Somebody sat around the table and said, hey, let's do it again. Let's sketch it out and run with the sketch. So for me, it was the plot that was the weakest thing about it. I thought there was just so many cameos with not a whole lot of substance. I mean, they're just names. They put them out there. Okay, the names, but what did they really do to contribute to the plot? So other than that, that's it for me.
Oh, come on. The Zoolander. That didn't have much of a plot
Hey,
either.
Zoolander was great, and it did have a
I
plot.
didn't know those people, but I know they were
love
fashionable.
Zoolander. I love Zoolander because the plot was truly fashion. It was truly the walk on, walk off. It was the competition between the two central characters. It was like, subplots ensued there. I mean, there was a lot to be said for the first one, and I just feel the second one just kind of missed the mark. I mean, that was just me. Maybe it was my feebleness and my expectations.
You know why? Because they were satirizing how things have changed between the awesome fashion industry and what we have today, which is basically not awesome.
I mean, absolutely, they did a good, fine job of doing that. But I think because the bar was set for me so high on the first Zoolander, when the second one rolled around this time, okay.
Well, I can understand that. Again, I'm really gonna have to stop doing this, but I kind of feel the same way about Deadpool. The bar was set so high, and when it didn't meet that expectation, I couldn't help but be a little disappointed. But again, that's just me. So, Backlash, you be the tiebreaker. What's your bad?
Well, let me see. I agree with you. There was a lot of raunchy humor in this one. I mean, it's an R-rated flick. It's Zoolander. It's not supposed to be 100% pretty and white and glistening.
First one wasn't.
No, but at the same time, it's like they did so much. There was one joke where they involved Hansel and Zoolander and Matilda. The actress was ironically Ben Stiller's wife, Christine Taylor, also known as the chick from Hey Dude. Well, one of the chicks in the Nickelodeon show. But anyway, there was this joke immediately with Hansel and Matilda and Zoolander, and they repeated that joke. And that joke wasn't funny this time because they overdid it big time. Let's see. most of my complaints come from the crude humor of the movie, and it didn't take me out of it, but it wasn't. I didn't laugh. I laughed at a lot of stuff in that movie. Whether I felt bad at laughing at it or it was just corny enough for me to. That's my kryptonite. Corny jokes. I love them. I laugh at them, but a lot of the raunchy, over the top, sexualized humor, it didn't get a chuckle out of me. Also, there were two characters. There was a model that was seen in the beginning of the movie, who disappeared afterwards completely. And that kind of harkens onto Blue's point about all these cameos, which the character the model was not a real model, but a model played by an actor, a well-known actor. So that could have been just a cameo, but how would you know? Because that character was in the story. Um, and then there was another character, a clothing designer representing the obsolescence of Derek and Hansel. And you know, sadly, he almost serves no relevance to the plot whatsoever. And I thought, man, I thought he would have more to do, but nope.
He was just a social commentary. That's all.
Yeah. And finally, without giving away in the movie ending, there was a couple loose ends that at least tie one or two. But that's it for me.
I kind of feel all alone here. I'm sad. Well, that's show business. That's the fashion industry. But let's wrap this up, shall we? I'm giving my rating. Although not a perfect movie, I enjoyed it. I mean, I had fun. When's the last time you went to the movies to have fun that didn't involve seeing like I don't know, someone getting disemboweled or feel you hate life by watching this movie or made you like think about like the social consequences, like just a serious like this is stupid. I'm having a good time watching this stupid thing. It's funny. I enjoyed it. So I have to give it a pass.
I give it a mediocre. I think for the same reasons that Boss Bronze is giving it a pass. I don't think that the movie was something that was horrible. I did laugh. There were some good laughs in the movie, and I certainly did
Come on,
enjoy.
bump it up to It's Okay.
Well, okay, I'll go with even It's Okay because I
Thank
really
you.
do like the central characters. I think they always are great to watch on screen, and I just expect so much more from them because I know they could deliver so much. If I would have got my all too, I guess, altruistic kind of expectations met on even really one and a half good walk-offs, I probably would have given it a higher
So
rating.
you just missed the walk-offs.
I missed the whole idea of the original Zoolander being embedded in this movie, and it was all founded on two models that were, in their way, funny but awesome, and you know, friendly competition.
But that was the whole take on it because it's not that way now. It's like we saw in the movie, trash surrounded by more trash, surrounded by like some sort of weird amalgamation of omnipresent trash.
Absolutely, but again, that was a feature that was a subset of the plot. I mean, that I feel like that plot twisted that story. They could have put a little spin on it for old time's sake, and did a little bit of revamp. And
There were some walk-offs at the end.
they were really like a walk off. Really, they were like, okay, let's do this quick flashback, a little slideshow presentation on our way out the door.
It was still a walk-off though.
I'm going with the past, but I'm slowly going back to mediocre as I think these things.
You said okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, you believe me, it would take a lot for me to hate a movie. You really, really have to push it for me. So, I did all that to say it's like, I mean, this movie is no different. I not only don't hate it, I enjoyed myself going to it, just like every other movie I see. Um, it kind of took me out. The sex humor, the raunchy humor did take me out a bit. Um, but but it takes up over half of the movies. It's easily forgiven, and it didn't wreck my movie going experience, but it was there, and it's like, you know. So I would love to give this a pass. I really would, but there's, it should have did a little more. But, for what I got, I was laughing. I thought all the actors were great in the movie. And, most of them were having a good time. But, as it stands right now, I'm going to give it's okay. For the fact that if I didn't never got to see it in the theater, I would have been fine. But I'm glad I saw it. It's a good movie. If it's a date night movie for those people with a little bit of black humor in their veins. It's a good movie to see with your friends. But if you don't see it, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Oh, well, I guess I'm in the minority in this case, But still, thanks, guys, for taking me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Best way to spend a birthday, I believe.
Happy birthday.
Yes. So, this is the one true I'm the Gamer Boss Bronze.
And the Informational Emperor True Backlash.
And blue.
And blue. It said, "Don't worry, Dirk Zoolander, I still love you. Your blue steel stole my heart."
El Nino.
And the little Nino, too. Walk off. Walking off. You walked away from him. You walked away from Zoolander. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.